ครับยินดีต้อนรับครับ Welcome back to another coding session with Spot Skills ผมชื่อสุนิลครับวันนี้เราจะต่อไปจากครั้งที่แล้วครับเราทำให้ส่วนนี้ครับเราทำ responsive form ข้างบน image ครับ and we'll be moving on to our footer section เราจะตอนนี้แก้ไข footer section ของเราครับ I'm going to change up a few things ข้างในนี้ครับเพราะว่าไม่ชอบดูแบบนี้ครับ I want to have a different cleaner look and a cleaner feel so ผมจะแสดงว่าใช้อย่างไรครับ so let's get started ผมจะเก็บข้างใน mobile view ของเราครับและจะเริ่ม coding ข้างใน index ของเราครับ so in my footer section ผมจะแค่เขียนมา footer whoops และจะเพิ่ม class background dark จะไม่เห็นเปลี่ยนไปอะไรเพราะว่ายังไม่มีอะไรข้างในนี้ครับ and in my footer class I'm going to add in the bottom copyright information here down below so let's get this section taken care of and so we'll do a div and we'll do our copyright and we'll change that up footer copyright และข้างในนี้จะแค่เขียนว่า p tag and we'll have a at or ampersand symbol budget copy ก็มี copyright symbol ที่นี้จะแสดงว่าดูอย่างไรครับ so copy 2021 all rights reserved spot skills โอเคดูอย่างไรครับ so ดูไม่ดีครับ it doesn't look very good at all I have is this it's hardly legible you can barely see anything that's going on whoops you can barely see anything that's going on and let's see if we can't even we can not even make it out yet so what am I going to do I'm going to change the background for this background success and that'll change the background to a nice green color and then we can see what's going on cool และทีนี้ผมแค่อยากเขียนว่า class text white mx auto and there we go whoops we want to have this in the text center and that kicks it off to the center now we have this bottom white section here ถ้าไม่เห็นดี we can zoom in on it and we can see where that's coming from so now we have this bottom margin showing up สีส้มข้างหลังครับเพราะว่ามีสีส้มเพราะว่า p-text autonomous มี margin แล้วกับ text ทีนี้จาก user agent style sheet this comes with p tags so we have to get rid of it and we can easily do that by saying m0 หลังจากเขียนว่า m0 okay now we don't have that little white section down below this is the end of the page and เขียนว่า py3 now we'll give this a nice padding cool and that should be it ถ้าเกิดว่าเราอยากน้อยกว่า font size ทำได้ข้างใน style sheet ของเราครับ but I'll leave that for another time และตอนนี้เราตั้งใจบนส่วนของlocations so what are we going to concentrate on now I'm going to start doing this little section up here alright so div ใส่ทั้งหมดข้างใน container และข้างใน container ผมอยากใช้ py ข้างบนและข้างหลัง padding of 5 up and down and in here we're going to do a div row dot row and what I want to do here also is add in actually outside of the row actually I want to do footer contacts and inside my footer contacts จะมี3ตัวครับ so we have 1 2 and 3 so I'm going to build out the first one and then we'll copy the rest so this will be on an LG we'll call it an LG4 and make an LG3 we'll seeจะเห็นดูอย่างไรครับ I want to first have my images / map icon .png map icon มาจากที่ไหนครับจาก images ถ้าเกิดว่ามี image folder นี้ครับ we have map - icon ที่นี้ and then I'm going to kick in a span เพราะว่าผมอยากใช้ inline กับนี้ครับ so actually before I do the span let's just see what this looks like ดูอย่างไรครับ so there's a little image there. We want to give it a background of white. There we go. And we also want to make the width a little bit smaller. So we want to have the width of, let's say, 75%. Okay, perfect. Now that's much smaller. And we want to have an MX auto. So it kicks it off into the center. Perfect. So now we are going to give it a padding of top and bottom, PY of, let's say, 2. Nice. Leผมอยากใช้ footer contacts. I'm going to just give it some rounded border, border radius of, let's say, 50 pixels. And there we go. Looks much better. And here we can do text center. That kicks my image off to the center. Now, what I'm going to do also is put in a span here. So span will, this is a span. We'll see what it looks like. So now my text goes on the side. ถ้าเกิดว่าผมเขียนว่า p tag ทีนี้ครับ p, this is a p tag. p tag will come underneath automatic. So ถ้าเกิดว่าผมอยากใช้ icon หรือข้างล่างหรือข้างๆในสถานการณ์นี้ผมอยากใช้ข้างๆครับ So I don't want the p tag, I just want my span tag, and that's really it. And I'm going to change this icon to, let's say, Bangkok, Thailand. กรุงเทพมหานครครับและข้างล่างทีนี้ครับ That looks okay, perfect. So now I'm going to copy this over again, and we're going to copy this down 1, 2, and 3. So this will be a phone icon. แล้วก็จะเปลี่ยนไปทีนี้ครับ plus 66 1 2 3 oops 1 2 3 4 5 6 7และทีนี้อันนี้เปลี่ยนไปถึง email icon และ name at spotskills.co.th Okay ดูไม่ดีตอนนี้ครับ So what I want to do actually is maybe keep this all in the center, or if I want to move it all to the left, I can. I can get rid of the text center and just do text left. There we go. And give each one of these a specific padding. So footer contact, Control C, Control V, and Control V. There we go. And I can give each one of these a padding left or right. So I can do padding E3. And we'll see what that looks like. I always forget S or E now. Let me make sure. PT4. Oops. There we go. PE. There it is. So it's PS4. So I can do MX auto, or I can just do a PS of 5 on all of these, and then I'll move it a little bit over. So let's just do PS4. That'll work. And I'll copy this, Control C, Control V, and Control V. There we go. And I'll also give it a give these a padding of PY of 1. And we'll see what that looks like. There we go. And so now these look all pretty decent on a small screen. ถ้าเกิดว่าจะเปลี่ยนไปถึงขนาดใหญ่กว่านี้ครับดูอย่างไรครับ So if we change this over to a wide screen, it looks okay. Not bad. And then if we change this over to, let's say, a iPad and see what that looks like. Now, this, I'm going to have to change this up to, there we go. There we go. All right, this does not look great. I'm going to change this up again for these screen sizes here. And let's see what's going on first. So, ถ้าเกิดว่าจะไป footer, container, row, and give myself some more screen real estate here. There we go. So we have this one, and this one. So my width is at 75%. Maybe I want to change this up to 100, and that will give me more screen space. And I want to do a justify content. So I want to have all of these. ผมอยากใช้ทั้งหมดข้างใน center. Justify content center. Whoops. All right, there we go. So now everything's in the center. But what happens if I change up to a screen size bigger? So that is going to be a problem. So this is where an issue comes in with trying to center content and have it be both responsive and dynamic in the same screen size. So what we're going to have to do in here is change it up. So this one looks decent, but it's still not great. So what I'm going to do is change it up to where we have it looking okay on the iPad on 760, or sorry, on anything above 1024. This looks okay to me, but anything smaller, ถ้าเกิดว่าไปเล็กกว่า 768 หรือเล็กกว่าผมอยากใช้ column. I want to still use column MD3. So I'm going to still use that same arrangement. Oops, that's not what I want. There we go. And where did I do that one wrong? There it is. So that one still looks okay, slightly, and maybe I can make this an MD2, or sorry, MD4, MD4, and an MD4. And there we go. So that looks pretty nice on medium screen sizes. And if we flip back to a wider screen size, there we go. Medium size, there we go. And now if we come back to our iPhone 6, 7, and 8, we have it not so great on the landscape, but looking pretty decent on the iPhone. So with this one, if we wanted to move it into the center, we do need a custom query on here for sizes smaller than 768, and we can do that by just doing a custom in here. So if we wanted to change that at media, max width, let's just say 700 pixels. So anything smaller, that'll get the landscape of here. So I want dot footer contacts, display none, make sure we have the right element, and we do. So I can just say footer contacts, text center. Oops. Text align, sorry, center. And that does not look so great. So what I might want to do is a padding on the left side, padding left of 40 pixels. And that'll kick it over a little bit more. And let's just do, let's say, 100 pixels. And that should look all right. There we go. Now that looks much nicer and much cleaner. And it automatically adjusts. So now when we do this, that might be a problem. So we can change this up to a percentage and just say 30%. And see what that looks like. Not so great yet. Much nicer. And there we go. So I'll leave that the way it is. If we want to do custom specific screen sizes, we can. Or in here, we can just do call SM block. And that'll automatically change it up to a block on small screen sizes. And here, we can keep that one the way it is. That's fine. We'll see what this looks like. All right. So now on wider screens, we have this setup here. On slightly wider, smaller screens, เปลี่ยนไปถึงที่นี่ครับและถ้าอยากเปลี่ยนไปถึง iPad Pro มีดูแบบนี้ครับและถ้าเกิดว่าไป landscape ดูแบบนี้ครับ So automatically adjusting by using different screen sizes, column LG3, column medium screen sizes. I want to take up a little more space. And for SM ผมอยากเปลี่ยนไปทั้งหมดถึงข้างบนข้างล่าง So play around with this. It's a little confusing and really complicated at times to understand in the beginning, but once you get used to it, it's much simpler. Okay, เลขข้างในนี้ผมอยากใช้ these are footer contacts. I'm going to put in a footer contacts. เลขข้างล่าง links or site links. so in here we have our div of a site footer site navigation และเราจะตั้งใจบนส่วนนี้ครับ so we're going to have 3 sections 1 2 and 3 and this fourth one I'll put at the very bottom so we'll have a row and what I'm going to do is just copy the showcase image up here where did it go so ข้างบนมี enter domain name ทั้งหมดนั้นผมจะแค่ copy นี้แล้วก็ใส่ข้างล่างครับ so I'm going to copy this whole div and toss it down here into my site nav at the bottom และหลังจากนั้นจะเปลี่ยนไป showcase search to footer subscribe แค่นั้นครับ and I can have this one instead of I can get rid of btn dart to btn success and we can have this one be our footer subscribe button and this will be subscribe save และข้างล่างดูอย่างไรครับดูแบบนี้ครับ so it looks really similar to what we have down below here into our enter your email subscribe so this one says enter domain name we can change that to enter your email and that's it enter your email done so this one is the same as this cool now ข้างบนนี้เราจะใส่ links ของเราครับครั้งที่แรกครับผมอยากใช้ div แล้วก็ใส่ใน row และมี3ตัวข้างใน row ครับ3อันข้างใน row so div dot site or footer site nav logo ข้างในนี้จะใส่ image และ image คืออะไรครับ image คือ footer logo ที่นี่ครับ so I'm gonna type that in images slash footer logo dot png แค่นั้นครับและทีนี้ div actually let's take a look at what that looks like so looks pretty big ตอนนี้ผมอยากใช้ footer site nav logo site nav ผมอยากใช้ py ข้างบนและข้างล่าง 5 so I'm going to add in 5 pixels of padding up above and below alright so there's my web hosting it's a little big เราจะเปลี่ยนไปในwe'll change that up in just a minute and we'll say div call of I want to make this 3 wide maybe 4 wide and we'll give this a width of 100% so right now do click and almost 50% but we're going to change this up to a class of width 100 and that takes up the full column because I haven't said anything about screen size so if I put in an LG4 now it will actually take up a little bit of the screen because I don't have any other elements so ผมจะใส่ element ข้างในนี้ครับoh whoops that's a problem ไม่ใช้ div bit cup so there we go that's weird so now it took up only 100% of 25% of the screen so there we go and now I'm going to add in my other columns div call 4 and we'll call this one the useful links footer useful section and we'll call this an h3 for class footer useful title and useful links Kianwa Tini oh Kianwa yeah useful links andข้างล่างนี้จะใส่ ul dot footer useful links และจะใส่ custom links ด้วยครับและข้างในนี้จะใส่ li list item useful footer useful link ถ้าว่าอยากเปลี่ยนไปข้างในอนาคตจะเขียน a tag ด้วย so in my a tag I'll have a home and this will go to homeและ copy ทั้งหมดนี้ผมจะใส่ ขนาดใหญ่กว่านี้ครับ so let me give some more space so it's easier to see so we have our home we have contact we have our services let me about about ดูอย่างไรครับถ้าจะเห็นนี้โอเคดูเฉยๆครับ doesn't look that great but we can't see the useful title so I'm going to change this to text white and text there's our useful links oops there's useful links and I'm going to change this to also be uppercase as well so text uppercase เปลี่ยนไปถึงนั่นครับ all right and we can do our text white here as well and whoops that'll change the bullets but we don't have an easy way to change these links I can do text white text white text white here but it's much simpler ง่ายกว่าถ้าเกิดว่าเปลี่ยนไปข้างใน CSS แต่ถ้าเกิดว่าข้างในนี้เขียนได้ครับแบบนี้ so oh can't do that oh ขอโทษครับ because it's a anchor tag let me see if I can't remember if we can do this or not so let's just try it text white and okay we can แต่มี text decoration อยากลบนั่นด้วยครับ so it's much easier to format anchor tags in CSS than it is in Bootstrap alone so I can use items like navlink or a class like navlink but it's much easier if I just do it in here so if I do a nav link here it'll change up the spacing but I personally want to use CSS for this whoops so I'm just going to put this all over into CSS and before we do that I'm going to get our product section taken care of ผมจะทำให้ product section ของเราด้วยครับ so I'm going to copy this whole thing copy paste that in and instead of useful product let me product linksด้วยครับ so I'm going to get rid of home and all of these things จะเปลี่ยนไปถึง web hosting domain hosting WordPress hosting VPN hostingและมีอะไรเขียนว่า VPN hosting Windows dedicated hosting dedicated hosting so copy ทั้งสองนี้ครับ or นี้สองครั้งอีกครับ and pop in dedicated hosting and Windows okay copy นั่นครับ so now we have all 6 of our things here so what I'm going to do is get rid of the text white and get rid of the text white hereแล้วก็ใช้ custom links ทีนี้ครับ so ข้างใน footer context ข้างหลังนี้ footer section dot custom links ผมอยากใช้ list image เพราะว่าที่นี่ใช้ custom image so if we zoom in here let's see if we can zoom in whoops wrong place I'm going to copy that go down live demo again เลยถ้าจะไปข้างหลังที่นี่ครับมี images ที่นี่ครับมี web hosting ที่นี่ so I want to use this list style and take a look at these list styles they have and use that same image so list style image ที่นี่ URL คือ dot slash images slash แล้วก็ใช้ bulit dash icon bulit dash icon icon.png เราจะดูอย่างไรครับ perfect there we go and now I'm going to use the same custom links for my A tag. And I can just say text decoration none. And color is white. And that changes all of it to look much nicer. All right, so now we've got our 1024 style set up. We've got our, now this is what it looks like on smaller screens. So we're just going to adjust this for smaller screen sizes. So จะเปลี่ยนไปถึง smaller screen sizes อย่างไรครับ we want to have our column MD4. And maybe you want to do the same for this one. Whoops, LG4. And there we go, LG4. And now on medium and large screens, it'll look like this. So we have large screens, now we have medium screens, and now ถ้าจะเปลี่ยนไปถึง iPhone 6, okay, this is what it will automatically flip to. Not bad. So we automatically have some spacing, and if I go wide here, perfect. It looks not so bad. It looks pretty good. So in my web hosting, I want to give some padding down below and above. So here, I'm going to just add in a padding of PY of 3. And there we have some padding between these two elements. Now, what I want to do here is also column SM of 2. And that should reduce that down much smaller. But I actually want to have it as maybe a 4, and then I'll make it a little bit bigger, or even a 6. So these are on small screen sizes, how I want to treat that image. And there we go. And now if I flip back to a smaller screen, I can have this down to a, I think there is a extra small. I have to remember grid system. จำไม่ได้ Whoops. BootStrap 5 grid. There we go. And let's take a look at, they have extra small as well. So by default, I can have all of these column 6, and that'll take up half the width on extra small screen sizes. And by default, it'll be half the screen. So by default, ใช้นี้ high default, และอันนี้ใช้ขนาดใหญ่กว่า. So there we go. And that brings us to the conclusion of our full web page creation. One thing I do want to show is if I wanted to change this up or customize this or make it transparent, there are ways to do that. It is a little more complicated, but for now, we'll just leave it like this. And that's it. That's our whole entire page. We have done it. If you made it this far, congratulations. And if you want to, pick another website altogether and see if you can pick any one of these websites and redo the same exact thing we did here. So ถ้าคุณมีคำถามทำได้ครับ Feel free to leave a comment on our Facebook page, on our comments page. I will have a follow-up video on here just reviewing what we've done in detail and pointing out why we took the route we took. So I hope you got to learn how to use arrangements and columns a little more easily and how to make things automatically responsive using Bootstrap. All right, เราจะเจอกันครั้งหน้าครับ. Have a good day. Bye.